Thank you for staying with us here on the WHHI-TV Daily News. Town Councilman and Mayor Pro Tem Alex Brown is here. It's been a little minute since we've seen each other.
Yeah,
so
I miss you guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
We have some things we want to talk about today because, well, one of the things I talked about with the mayor last week, and of course we'll touch on in just a minute, is that the budget passed and we have some things that now are going to happen because of that. But before we get to that, let's talk about something that you have coming up next week that I think is really exciting, and it's My Community Conversation.
Yes.
It's going to happen on Friday evening at 5 at the Rowing Center, and everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
What are we talking about?
Yeah,
what is the conversation we're having?
So first, let me just say that I always get super excited about My Community Conversations. For one, it's 5 o'clock in the evening. We'll only go for an hour, okay? So we'll be done by 6.
You heard that here.
That's right.
He's making a promise.
And I always seem to have a good, diverse representation at these community conversations, not just Ward 1 constituents that are showing up. I do exercise at every one and ask folks to let me know which ward they're from, okay? And we always have at least 5 of the wards represented there. So I'm excited about that.
That's
It's an opportunity and I will talk a little bit, but I will leave a lot of time for folks to ask questions and engage with one another. So it's truly a conversation. And next week, Friday, 5 p.m., Sailing and Rowing Center. Looking forward to seeing you there. We're going to talk about what's next with the 278 project.
Okay.
The county has made a decision to move forward with the bridge portion of it, which is a good thing, okay? We've got to address that. But now we've got to really buckle down and talk about what's next for the on-island improvements, okay?
Right.
So want to make sure that everybody's clear on that as we have this conversation on next Friday. And also we're going to talk about what's next for housing.
Okay.
Housing is a big topic.
It is.
It's something that we've committed to. It's important for basic infrastructure of well-being here on Hilton Head.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about, what we're currently doing and what's next.
And do you feel like, before we started filming, you said you feel like maybe there's a little bit of a re-energization around the housing topic?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When we start to take inventory of what the private sector has done over the last 5 years or so, we talk about the public investment through public-private partnerships. The North Point project is coming online. So there's a lot to celebrate, okay? And there's also a lot to talk about what we're going to do next.
What we do next. And so speaking of what we do next, now that we've passed the budget, we go back to the strategic plan that was passed in February. So now we go back to that and we have to look at those 9 or 10 priorities that you listed then. And you're going to have a meeting and a workshop so that the public can be aware of what that is going forward.
Absolutely. June 24th. It's an all-day event from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And, in February, we agreed to sort of pare down our priorities to, I think it was 8 or 9 that we talked about. So we're going to spend that day really talking about the overarching goals around those priorities.
Okay.
And then the tactics that it's going to take for us to get them done. Okay. Yeah. And staff's going to be asking us as a council, well, what are the true priorities? Because this plan is written for 3 years.
Right.
We can't do everything in year 1.
Right.
So what's year 1? What's year 2? What's year 3? And, I just feel it's important that we not only say that out loud, but if you feel as if you want to be in the room all day with us to talk through that with us, it's important to show up on that day. It's going to be a good exercise. I think the council is sort of past the election honeymoon stage and really now starting to get into the work. I'm really excited about that opportunity on the 24th to be in the room all day with key staff members and my colleagues.
Yeah, and so we've just got a little under a minute left, but talk to us a little bit about what some of those priorities are. I know you're not going to go into detail, but what are some of the things that are going to be on the agenda?
Sure, well, housing, our road improvements here on Hilton Head, not just through the bridge corridor, but overall, we're going to talk a lot about stormwater. We've seen here over some storms that we're vulnerable.
Right.
What are we going to do to address that? A lot of talk about Hilton Head being a resilient place. Okay, that's one of the priorities that we have as well. One of the pieces about this is we can pair from 15 to 9 to 8, whatever the number, pick a number, okay? But at the end of the day, we have to understand that it is a 3-year plan, okay? So us talking through how we get through it in 3 years is probably more important than what's 1,
2, and 3. Got it. Well, Alex, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for all the great information. Make sure that you are checking out My Community Conversation next Friday and the workshop on the 24th. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone else on the show today for their insights and contributions. As always, our production team is behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And of course, we are honored that you have chosen to share a part of your day with us. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and we'll see you for the next WHHI-TV Daily News.